Jiu Jitsu.
Oh God, still
on Netflix, starring Nicolas Cage and Tony Jaa.
You talked about Jiu Jitsu 2 weeks ago, and it was an anime.
I know.
Okay,
but this is I didn't know because it came out just a couple months ago, and I thought we talked about reviewing it, but we had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, they just put it on Netflix,
and you saw it.
Oh, it is so bad. In all like the best sort of ways.
Okay. Now, bad as in it's worth any bit of your time. The IMDb score here, and I mean, I'm not one that's big on taking like a lot of advice from scores given, but it has a 2.9 on IMDb, and that might be the lowest IMDb score. Let me just put it this way. So the opening scene is this guy just running through the woods, and somebody's throwing ninja stars that are definitely CGI, and that all are missing him. While he's doing like a 3 or 4 minute run down a path in the woods, not getting hit at all by these like fast flying ninja stars. And the whole time I'm like, you couldn't hit him once? You slow down, aim, something like that? No. So that's how they start the thing off.
Yeah. Was he doing a lot of erratic maneuvers or just running in a straight line?
It was a little weaving, but not enough where I'd be like, I don't know where you're going next. Because he was on a path. And then, so it just kind of just keeps going. They do some cool, quote-unquote, cool camera work where they were transitioning between first person, and then all of a sudden you'd, like, come out like you were a ghost in the room. So you'd be first person, like, you see a fist flying because you're one of the guys fighting, and then he gets punched, and then the camera backs out. And then you see the guy that's punching, and he's, like, punching people. They're shooting at him, and then all of a sudden you're back into first person. It was wild.
Wow.
I've never seen that done before, so I had to call it out. That's where I was like, they did a lot of things where they're just like, let's have some fun with this. How crazy can we go?
Yeah, and it just was not a good result.
No, and the story's pretty weak.
Okay.
And it's some bad acting. God. If you like bad acting action movies that are just really cheesy, this is perfect for
C
you.
or D list kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like the guy who directed this isn't, he's not known for a whole bunch of big old hits.
I don't think I've ever heard a single of any of those other movies.
It's a bunch of very late, old, or like way after kickboxer movies.
Yeah, these are all like the 10th sequel of a movie that nobody's heard of.
Yeah.
He looks like a motivational speaker.
He does look like a motivational speaker. But so outside of jiu-jitsu, what'd you see?
So we did sign up for Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And we have been watching Clarice.
No, that's not Paramount. That is CBS.
Which is now Paramount Plus.
Oh, you're right. You are right. I was thinking Peacock. They both start with a P.
I know. How dare they?
Confusing. Idiots.
Too many letters.
Too many P's.
It's like, what if they started another company that was like Netflix, but it started with an N and it sounded the same? That would be confusing too.
Peacock, Paramount.
I was trying to think of something that sounded
like
Netflix.
It's like they all do Plus. Disney Plus. Paramount.
It's so annoying.
It's stupid. Be original,
all
people.
Of them.
Yeah.
All two of them.
All two
out of like 10, I guess.
HBO Plus?
Max. They did Max, at least. They changed it up.
They're all something that implies more of a thing.
Right. Because they already have their own station.
Yeah.
Right.
So yes.
So Clarice. There's only 5 episodes. It's the current ongoing show. And it takes place in the world of Hannibal Lecter.
Yes.
This is about Clarice the agent, and it takes place a year after Silence of the Lamb. So it is her dealing with her PTSD. It is her trying to like further her career and how nobody respects her because she went from being a rookie that captured Hannibal to capturing what's his name?
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about, and my brain's not working either.
Yeah. The main bad guy that wears people.
Yep.
If that doesn't give you an idea, look it up.
Anyways, Hannibal. Yeah.
But so she like does all that, and everyone in the whole FBI organization is like, "You're not worth anything." But she keeps getting dragged back in to the spotlight, and so it's about that. But it's very dark.
So where does this take place in?
Grungy. It's a year after Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. But Hannibal is not in this show, correct?
Not yet, not as far as I've seen. This was supposed to tie in to the Hannibal TV show,
Which is one of the best TV shows.
and it is a
like.
damn shame that the
really
show is
is.
canceled. But this has the same exact vibe as the Hannibal show, where they do a lot of creepy psychological things. So she'll have like some PTSD going on, and all of a sudden she'll feel like her eyes have like stitched over, and they'll show her eyes like getting sewed shut, and things like that. So,
It's got some like horror-esque kind of, or well,
some
I say
horror.
you know,
It's about her. She's still an investigator, and she's still looking into serial killers. So it's about tracking serial killers, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Definitely worth watching if you like Hannibal.
And it
or
just
any of the
started
Hannibal
in
movies and things.
February.
Yeah, there's only 5 episodes. So far. So
they're still making it. It's still coming out. So you're not like you're coming in and you got to watch 2 or 3 seasons of this thing. So
Right.
I plan on starting.
definitely dark. It's great. There's not many shows out there right now that I know of, anyways, that kind of capture this like horror, unsettling.
Yeah. The only thing that made me kind of think of that was that one show, Evil, that was out last year.
Yeah.
That maybe is a little similar, but I kind of fell off that because it got way too woke real fast.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's the thing is this one isn't. You know,
Really? That's good.
they all just kind of shit on her because she's a rookie.
Yeah.
That rocketed to fame.
Yeah.
And they all are like, you didn't earn your fame, so you don't know shit.
Sure.
It's pretty great.
Nice.
So
Cool.
and I'll stop. Oh, actually, there's one other thing that I know you guys haven't watched, but Paradise PD.
Oh, yeah.
Has
I
their
remember. You've
third
talked about that
season
before.
Yeah, I talked about their second season previously. This is on Netflix. It is done by the people that did Brickleberry.
Yeah.
This third season is
Tosh, right?
I don't think Tosh is actually tied to this one.
Okay.
This show is just so fucking absurd.
Really?
It's animated. It's an adult animated show, and oh man, it is just full bore ridiculousness. You cannot watch this around children at all.
Yeah.
In the same house probably is not okay, but it's still pretty funny.
Yeah. Nice.
So, I would recommend.
And how many seasons are they in
This
on
is
this
the
thing?
third season.
Okay, third.
And of course, being Netflix, they dropped the whole season.
And it's one of those things. It's like if you're on board with, South Park or those
Family
adult-
Guy, South Park,
adult comedy cartoon kind of deal.
probably Rick and Morty, things like that.
Yeah.
You'd
I heard that the first season was only so. Has it progressively gotten better?
It's gotten wilder too.
Okay.
Like it just gets more and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
The further each season goes.
Okay.
And they know it. They've just leaned into it.
Yeah,
Like
they're embracing it.
one of the characters is married to a dolphin, and they have a hybrid child.
Okay.
And he's constantly being called like a dolphin fucker. But then there's a bunch of mutants
factual.
that live in the ground that are like all like mutated.
Oh,
so
wow.
there's like all other dolphin people and people.
So
like,
it's like full blown unrealistic.
oh
Just-
no, this is the dog.
Absurd.
Their drug sniffing dog just does drugs all the time. That's all he does.
course,
That and like
he
have
sniffs
sex. Yeah,
Nice.
no realistic
Yeah.
at all.
So it's worth checking out if you're into that stuff.
yeah,
Nice.
100%.
Okay. And you said that was all you're going to talk
Yeah.
about. Yeah, I'm sure you'll piggyback on. whatever
Yeah, that's what I
Chris
figured.
talks about. Yeah. So Chris, you can go ahead and talk
'cause
about.
I've just
what
watched
we're all watching.
everything that you guys have recommended. So I think I might have mentioned it briefly last week. I know we didn't talk about what we had watched, so I don't know if I did or not. But anyways, I did watch Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Decks?
Lower Decks. It's with an S, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, it is really good.
It is.
I did like it. It
And
was
a
a lot
Star
of fun.
Trek Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Which is on Paramount. There we go.
No, it's on CBS. And then I also watched Discovery.
Yes, Star Trek
Also,
Discovery. Well, tell us about it. Tell us how you feel about it. What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. It's
Dig?
good. Yeah, it is good. I haven't finished the first season yet. Just because I slowed down after the first
Yeah.
12 episodes or something like that.
Well, there's only 14.
No, there's 14 in the first season.
Yeah, there's only 14 in the first season, so that means you're right at the cusp.
Yeah.
Because I
So you
also have
haven't
been
finished
watching
season
that.
one.
whenever I slow down.
Yeah.
Like the last episode.
Yeah. So you have not finished season 1 then?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
But so you're digging it though.
Yeah, no, it's good. I really enjoy it. Characters are good. Universe is good. Story's good. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I've really learned to like. There's some characters I dislike
Really?
strongly, but I think they're written to be that way.
Really?
Yeah, but I like all the main characters.
Yeah.
I like how they've all developed. I like them as individuals. And
Yeah.
4 or 5 episodes into the second season now.
Okay, so you're moving pretty good. And season 2, I don't know if you agree with me, is a huge like production upgrade from season 1. In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, they're both
both
first
high
season's
quality.
definitely high production in
is.
itself, and it's very interesting because they are very different.
Yeah, drastically different.
They're not about the same things.
Yeah.
So I'm still fleshing out what the second season's about.
And season 3 is completely different from the first 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah?
Like, it is also just another totally different thing. So the way that they have made the show so malleable and different. Now, I think that now that we're on season 3, the show is going to hit its stride, and like what it's doing now is what it's going to continue to do.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think what the first season and what the second season seems to be doing is sustainable for a longer show. So I hope I feel like they have to pull it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Pull on the reins a little bit.
I think, because it's constantly progressing. Like, it's just the story is just constantly advancing to like the next level of insanity.
Right. They're like, what other insane things can we do this time?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you'll see season 3, and
it gets crazy.
It does. It gets pretty wild, but
things to look forward to.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm excited for you to keep going. Like, and I'm ready to talk about season 2 even with you, Matt, and once you get there, because season 2 is so much different than season 1, like with how they handle it. But I guess obviously we all highly recommend Star Trek Discovery. And
that's the thing is like I'm not the biggest Trekkie. Did not grow up in a Trekkie family. All that. I've seen some of the older stuff. And this is a great show if you're not a Trekkie.
I agree.
Like, it has... It's funny enough, I remember when this show first came out, people were complaining that they're like, this isn't a classic Star Trek. There's too much action. There's too much violence. And I was like,
I really like that about it.
Right.
And then,
compared to the older shows,
Well, no, it does make sense now that I'm like comparing them. But I really enjoy this. This does have a lot more action, but it makes sense. It is. It's like a 14-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I've heard Picard is a lot more like, it's more drama, more toned down.
Right.
And I will probably eventually work my way to Picard, but I've been watching Star Trek Discovery for 3 seasons, so I'm like, and Lower Decks, so I'm like, all right, take a breath. I'll probably watch like some Clarice or something. Sydney's going to murder me if I watch any more Star Trek.
Right. Well, and you were also watching Expanse.
And I watched Expanse for several
how much
months.
sci-fi space shows can you watch?
Well, it's funny because I was like almost actively like boycotting sci-fi like stuff for like the past probably 2 to 3 years.
You were denying yourself.
I was.
Your true.
And now I'm just like, it's like I'm just doing line after line of sci-fi, just like
gorging yourself.
Yeah, I am. I'm bloated now though, and like I really just need to like take a big shit and like get this out of my system, watch something else.
There you go, Clarice. Just give yourself some nightmares.
Yeah. And then I'll go back to running lines of sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly.
So what else you got?
The only other thing is Invincible.
Yeah.
Which we all watched.
We have.
And
we haven't talked about that at all on here.
Which, is that a...
Well, it's brand new.
Yeah, it is.
It's still like a tiered release, right?
Yes.
So they only did the first 3 episodes. Yeah. Now, every Friday, 1 episode.
And this is an Amazon original animated show based on the Robert Kirkman comic book series called Invincible. Yeah. It's a superhero comic.
And it's Horde.
And you know,
Hordor.
You may not recognize Robert Kirkman's name, but you do definitely recognize the show The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Based on one of his other
comic books,
graphic novels.
Which is, all of this is very interesting considering that he made a big deal with Netflix and they're about to be releasing a whole bunch of Robert Kirkman stuff soon.
Yeah.
And this isn't part of that. This is just on Amazon as something totally separate.
Yeah. Maybe I guess they offered him a better deal.
Yeah, I guess. Which I think actually the Netflix deal happened before this got made, I think.
Well, maybe they were like, we're not making that.
Yeah, like, maybe.
They were like, that's too close to other like superhero stuff, so we're not doing it.
Well, exactly. Yeah. And he's got a big movie coming out like within the next month or 2 on Netflix. Like a big live action superhero movie. Yes. Like a big budget kind of deal. But anyways, what do you think of Invincible?
It's really good. I like it. Yeah. I like all the characters. It's got good voice acting in it.
A lot of very
Speaking
good.
of that, the main actor, he's actually a Walking Dead alumni.
Yes, he is, Yeah, he does an excellent job on this. I think this show is getting a lot of praise as far as what I've seen.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have any qualms with it. The interesting thing, I knew that this was going to be a hard R animated show. And I started it, and I'm watching the first episode. And I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of tame. Like, this is all right. And then you get to the end, and it's just like, oh God, oh no, like, and it just goes all in, and it's like, no, this is a rated R show. You're about to see some stuff that's going to make you.
Yep, I did the same thing. I was sitting there, I was like, I swear this was supposed to be like gore. I was kind of sad. I was like, man, I thought we were going to have like gory superhero stuff, and this isn't happening. And then that scene happened, and I was like,
dude, I couldn't believe it. I wanted to text you guys like the end of that episode, but I didn't even want to tease what was coming.
Well, see, I was only going off based on what y'all had said. And y'all are both like, it's crazy and brutal. And I was just like, I did the same thing. It was like into that first episode, and I was just like, they've gotten soft. But then, after credits happened, and I was like, oh. That's what they were talking about.
And then it goes all in. Yeah. And I think it's a very cool superhero show. We don't get a lot of R-rated superhero stuff. I think it's outside of the box for a lot of what we see.
Right.
And so,
but it actually kind of makes sense that it's on Amazon because of The Boys. Like, they kind of...
Yeah, that does get a Boys feel, and that's what Zena was saying.
Yeah.
She's like, this is like an animated Boys.
Oh, did she watch it too?
Yeah.
Did she like it?
Oh, she loved it.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
She says it might be like one of her favorite things right now.
Yeah, it's one of mine. I was hooked. I mean, like I told y'all, I sat down. I was planning on watching one episode. It was like 10 o'clock. And then by 1 o'clock in the morning, I was watching episode 3 and was just like all in and freaking out. And I really love it. And now we've got, and we didn't mention it, but we all have also been watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is out. And we all, as far as I can tell, all really like it.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, so...
The second episode was way better.
Much better.
I did not have good expectations based off just the first episode. I was like, this...
The first episode was okay. It was slow.
Yeah. But I also felt the same way about WandaVision, so... But yeah, the second episode is way better.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes of WandaVision were like, I can tell these are setup episodes, and then the rest were... Okay, I'm on the edge to see, like, I need Fridays to hurry up and get here.
Exactly. Yeah. And so now we've got Invincible and Falcon and Winter Soldier every
Friday.
Every Friday. So I'm pretty excited about all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good shows on TV right now. Kind of like we were talking about. We're in full-blown peak TV at this point. There's just so much good stuff. Which I think a lot of people were holding back last year as far as what was coming out. And just we weren't seeing as much during COVID. And now they're all just like, all right, we have to start releasing things. We're just throwing it all at you at one time. So now, 2 more days and we'll have 2 more episodes of both these shows. So I'm excited about it. So I'm only going to talk about one other thing, which is Solar Opposites on Hulu. Right. I've talked about it when the first season came out, right when we started the podcast a year ago. And I'll just briefly mention it and say Solar Opposites is an animated show on Hulu. It's by Justin Roiland, who is one of the primary voices and creator of Rick and Morty. And this show looks like Rick and Morty. The first season, we all thought we were expecting to get into another Rick and Morty, and it really wasn't.
Right.
And I've told you guys that this season is a lot more Rick and Morty-esque, and I think this season is just a vast improvement in general. This season is great. Like, it is... I actively laughed multiple times in episodes of this, like, just cackled. It's very funny.
That's good to know, because I really liked the first season.
Yeah, I really liked the first season, too, and this one I really, really like. Yeah. And this one, actually, you kind of almost need to see the first season. You can't just jump into season 2, because unlike a lot of these types of shows, it actually comes back to a whole lot of events from season 1.
Oh, really?
Like the whole thing about one of the characters, these are aliens that are living on Earth, and they're basically just being these awful people that are aliens. And basically the Kid-esque character has a giant terrarium wall that is full of live human beings that he shrunk down tiny. And they actually continue with that story every single episode this season.
Oh, really?
So, like,
it's like an end credit thing?
No, it's like throughout the episodes, it will just be like, here's what's going on in the wall. Like,
that's cool.
Throughout the whole thing. And then there's one episode, like, I'm close to done probably. I'm on episode 8 or 9 now already, and I think there's probably 10 or maybe even more, 12, I don't know. But I'm pretty far into it, and I just saw an episode that was entirely a wall episode. And
see, that's what I expected.
Yeah,
just like an episode being.
But the wall, the first season, yeah. But this one's actually like they will pop in even just for a minute or so every episode to kind of continue that story, because the whole thing is they're following. Basically, there's a serial killer in the wall. In the terrarium, and so it's these people trying to figure out who the serial killer is. So on top of just the regular storylines, but there's also other storylines carried over from characters from last season. that were in it as well. So it's very good. I like it so far, and I'm close to done. Y'all should definitely check it out. Nice. But if you haven't seen Solar Opposites, but this is also one of those, like Matt was talking about earlier, definitely hard R adult show. I mean, if you don't like grody, grotesque, you know, in your face type stuff, this might not be for you. But at the same hand, if you like Rick and Morty, you will probably like this show.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's basically it, though, as far as what we've been watching, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So, guys, thanks for joining us. As far as if you're in the YouTube land, as far as podcasts, just keep on listening and we'll chug on right into our review of Nobody. But outside of that, you know, guys, just thanks for joining us, listening to the news and what we've been watching. And just go ahead and click on over to the next video. And we